Good evening. This is Maestro Cretella with a Dawn of War 2 Retribution Elite modcast. Today we have a 2v2 on Calderis Refinery. Excuse me, our first player today is GiDDoLo, playing as the Techmarine, this Space Marine ranged hero who synergizes vehicles. He synergizes well with vehicles because he supports them well with repairs, with the blessing of the Omnissiah, his own repairs, his scout repairs, and has a gun for every occasion, can even get an axe now in the Elite mod. His teammate is Raffa, usually DJ Raffa, but right now just Raffa, playing as the Lictor Alpha, this infiltrating melee hero, extremely powerful in melee, and also very annoying with Flesh Hook. Very good hero overall, mostly better in 1v1 than in teams, but just very good hero overall. On the other side of things, we have Team Double Chaos Lord. First off, we have Maestro Cretella as our first Chaos Lord. Tzeentch-themed Chaos Lord. The Chaos Lord is a tanky melee hero, can walk right through cover, starts out with a twin-linked bolter, which is basically an old design of a storm bolter, basically two bolters strapped together. He's also got that big demon sword. And our second Chaos Lord is Osinski. So, I was gonna play the Sorcerer, but then I think Osinski warned me that Raffa was going to play the Lictor Alpha and said something about flesh hooking my Sorcerer, so I said, better switch to the Chaos Lord. And that's kind of what I did. So we got Team Double Chaos Lord. I think a pretty strong team, I think. And we have Osinski with his quadruple heretic build, which is actually going to be really, really risky against all these spore mines. I think, if anything there, he was really, really lucky that we were able to kill the spore mines before they got a second detonation off. Otherwise, he could have lost two of those heretic squads right then and there. I've got two heretics of my own, so 6 heretics in total. But I'm mostly just going for the very standard heretic CSM, heretic opening. Meanwhile, GiDDoLo is a little isolated, and he's got the Techmarine in here with not a whole lot of support. And I guess part of the thing they're struggling with, especially GiDDoLo, is that they've just simply bought fewer units. GiDDoLo not even getting that second scout, which is not as common in teams as it is in 1v1, but it's still very common. I do it myself. And he's getting pushed off a bit, a lot on the force of my Chaos Space Marines and my Chaos Lord, as well as my Heretic Worship support, allowing my stuff to go even faster. And I was trying to go for, right here, I'm like trying to push hard to actually get a wipe on the Techmarine, but at this point it's not really that worth it. Getting a hero wipe right next to their base is not really that big of a deal, so I end up retreating my Chaos Space Marines, still have the Heretics in here, and still have a lot of pressure on GiDDoLo, and he can't really do quite what he wants. But we already have the feeder tendrils on Raffa's Lictor Alpha, which is a very, very good purchase in general. In my opinion, the best weapon you can get for the Lictor Alpha. Some people disagree. I don't actually play the Lictor Alpha that much, so I could even be wrong. But certainly gives a lot of staying power to the Lictor Alpha, in addition to extremely powerful melee damage. But I'm trying to bash gens here. Lictor Alpha is not leaving my heretics alone, and the heretics, a single heretic squad by itself is not going to beat a feeder tendril Lictor Alpha. Anyway, my Chaos Lord taking too much range fire, has to get out of there. And since he's coming over here with his Legion of Heretics, he's it's a throwback to Dodokison X, Vindicare X's brother. Now we have this mass of heretics trying to take out my lone aspiring champion. Actually, there's one heretic to go on with them, but man, these heretics are going to be a lot. I mean, these Hormigons should be in a lot of trouble. We should see a kill of the week and multiple Doom Blast. Oh, come on, Osinski. That could have been a dead Hormigon squad right there if just all those heretics just piled on top of those Hormigons and Doom Blasted them. But I guess when you have this many heretics, when you have 4 of them, they actually do quite well against the Lictor Alpha. This is an extremely bleed-heavy build, since you are going to bleed a lot from those heretics. I mean, it's not much per model, but heretic bleed is, you can't really prevent heretic bleed. I actually managed to take out the Lictor Alpha there. He did take those 2 grenades. It was actually friendly grenades from GiDDoLo, and now GiDDoLo actually does get the 2 scouts. So I guess just deciding maybe he was trying to go for not having those 2 scouts, but ultimately decided he needed. Yeah, Chaos Lord overextended right there. Chaos Lord, compared to a lot of other heroes or units, you actually need to retreat him a little earlier than I think you would normally expect from many other heroes, because he is so slow that he retreats very slowly, and especially against some kind of fast attacking melee unit. there is a pretty good chance that you will lose the Chaos Lord if you do not retreat him quickly enough. We also have the Artificer armor on this Techmarine and the Mastercrafted Bolter. So Mastercrafted Bolter may not seem like a good choice against power armor races, but it's very, very good considering there are 6 heretics out on the field. Just that high-powered shot is good for controlling one of the... Oh, and here's a very, very nice immolate from me. And Raffa not reacting quickly enough. We're trying to tough it out so he can keep his units out on the field. But that means that he's eating a lot of fire and taking a lot of losses right there. So is GiDDoLo. Just had all of his units just standing around in that fire because he wanted to keep them there. And I guess the reason he didn't immediately move out of that fire... Oh, no, and I lost 1 heretic squad. Gonna lose another one, so ouch. Already 2 heretic losses from me. Took out a third of the heretics on the field. Unfortunately, all of them belonging to me. It probably would have been much more feasible if... Or, not feasible. Just probably not as bad if Osinski had lost one of those heretics and I had actually kept one. So I'm immediately rebuying a heretic. Still need at least 1. I think I'm going to switch up how I use them. Although I'm not going to go for what Osinski's doing right here. So yeah, this is the old GiDDoLo thing. And this probably doesn't work out. This is probably something that works out best. Well, actually, GiDDoLo probably did this build, this quadruple heretic build with the Sorcerer. But it probably works better with the Chaos Lord more than anyone else, since you can rush them into melee. This, you need to be very, very careful about this. This could be a few dead heretic squads, believe it or not. I think we'll actually take out... Yeah, we'll actually able to take them out before they get another detonation. That could have been one of the heretic squads dead entirely. Or even 2. Unfortunately, Osinski might still lose 1. Luckily, he's with the suppression. Those were some close calls on those heretics from Osinski. Left with only the aspiring champion. Now, part of what works about this build that Osinski has gone for is that it's relatively cheap. No, it is cheap. It's probably cheaper than my build. So he is able to get to tier 2 faster. He's the first person to tier 2 and can even very quickly get out some kind of tier 2 unit. But it's a double, soon to be triple cap for the blue team. But we definitely had a lot of the early advantage with all the pressure we had. Just first of all, just by virtue of us playing Chaos Lords with that worship, with that speed worship, rushing in with our Chaos Lords, Chaos Space Marines, but especially Osinski with his supercharged heretic build. It's going to be a build that gives him a lot of aggressive power. Now, me, on the other hand, I went for something much more traditional, much more, not quite as lopsided. Went for the Havoc, went for the Chaos Space Marine. Still a lot of potential to be aggressive, but I'm also playing a little bit of the control game that I get as being a Sorcerer player, since a Sorcerer player, the Sorcerer can't really play that kind of aggressive game that the Chaos Lord is going to play, or can play. Chaos Lord needs to back off a little bit. Already upgrading to the Armor of the Inferno for those big-ass Nid blobs. And not even too bad against the Space Marine army based on its current composition, since they do have 2 scouts. Those will be very, very vulnerable to the Let the Galaxy Burn ability. But we got massive blobs. And GiDDoLo with this Plasma Cannon Devastator. Pretty good choice, I think, since it's about to hit my stuff and absolutely kill it. Oh, look at how devastating that was. And unfortunately, I'm moving in a little too brazenly. Certainly with the Havoc went forward a little too much. Chaos Lord can do that. I think I wanted to disrupt the Plasma Cannon Devastator, but I think I would have actually been better off spending that on the scouts. Now on this side, Osinski, wow, look at how on the pressure that Osinski is exerting. He's going to take out this Zone Throw, guaranteed. Very close, but yeah, he does take it. Just with that speed, there's no way that Zone Throw can get out of there. Now this could potentially be bad for Osinski. He's got grenades in his retreat path. He's going to lose a heretic squad right there. Wow. Lost 1 heretic squad, still has 3 of them, and he still hasn't bought anything else other than heretics. But double cap for the blue team. They are catching up on VPs. Osinski's Chaos Lord has only the Combi Flamer. And mine, of course, has both the Combi Flamer and the Armor of the Inferno.
Fight on and drive the enemy back.
Okay. So yeah, this is Osinski is Oh, he lost his Chaos Lord again, but he's in Tier 3 already. He rushed to Tier 3, bought nothing in Tier 2, literally nothing. Not even that Armor of the Inferno War Gear, which would be very good. I mean, if we had double Armor of the Inferno, that would be so awesome. For us, at least. Not too awesome for, certainly not too awesome for Raffa. But we already have the Lictor Alpha, now has the Deadly Jump ability and the Lone Hunter. He's going to be extremely powerful right now. The only thing is that he really cannot take on a Dreadnought. So that could have been very close to the Lictor Alpha dying right there. But he becomes ridiculously powerful with the Lone Hunter War Gear, but you actually just need to use him alone by himself when you do that. And he also has that Deadly Jump, giving him Disruption. It's probably one of the best jump abilities in the game, since it does Disruption like the ASM jump, and it actually does a lot of damage for a jump. The jump itself actually does quite a bit of damage, and very, very good against something even like Heretics. Well, not even like Heretics, especially like Heretics that are low model, high HP. You disrupt them all, that could be like 40% off of the Heretic squad's health, even just with the jump. So already we have a Predator. He's making a Mark of Tzeentch Predator. I guess in part to deal with this Dreadnought. I had a Dreadnought out. I was going to leave it vanilla for a little while, but immediately put the Tzeentch missile launcher on it because I was going to have to deal with this Dreadnought. And wow, is this going to be a dead plasma cannon? Gotta be. Wow. So Osinski doing things very, very nicely. I like a lot of the things Osinski does with the Chaos Lord. And he's going to take out a Scout too. Scout. Take out the Scout. Oh no. Oh, he kind of misses. So he's been doing some really interesting stuff. I'm really seeing the effectiveness of a build like this, but he's also missing a few opportunities. And there goes that Dreadnought. He's missing a few opportunities, just based on having this pile of Heretics. If you just pick, when you have something that's retreating through that pile of Heretics, you just if you target the one unit you want to kill, and then Doom Blast with every single Heretic, like, you pretty much will take out that unit. But he's still got three Heretic squads. Still got his Chaos Predator. Doing very well. He's going to take out this Dreadnought as well. Not take out the Dreadnought, take out the Lictor Alpha. So yeah, I played these 2v2s a little while ago. Very exciting 2v2s. A lot better than the 2v2s I played with Crazy Fortune and Tex. So he's kind of talking. Raffa's kind of saying something about the fact that Osinski got to Tier 3 so quickly because he did not buy anything in Tier 2. And I'm kind of commenting that I bought some things in Tier 2. And I'm kind of saying this in part because I'm kind of even joking about the fact that I have a double Dreadnought build, which is something that's kind of crazy too. So Osinski kind of exploiting the basically just what an inexpensive build he made and just how effective it's actually being. And myself kind of really taking advantage of that powerful Chaos Tier 2 with my double Dreadnoughts, one Mark of Tzeentch, one Mark of Khorne. GiDDoLo commenting on that. So double Chaos, always a fun team to play as and not so much to play against. We have a missile launcher on GiDDoLo's Tactical Marines, and I think he kind of needs that. Like, he really needs all the AV he can get. So since he's up here, I'm kind of being doubled, but honestly, it's okay. And I have suppression going off on that Nid Blob. And here we go with a Let the Galaxy Burn as well, right on top of that suppressed Nid Blob. They're going to be standing around in all that fire. Unfortunately, I need to retreat my Heretics. And here we go, also with, let's see. So I have my Chaos Lord right here. Oh, this is Raffa not moving his stuff, and he's going to lose most of his Nids. Unfortunately, I'm going to lose my Dreadnought as well. I don't even see what it's getting shot at. Where's the, oh my god. Okay, I get it now. Wow, so that's definitely something that's going to be huge, I think. But before I comment on what I just noticed, let's just look at all these units dying. I just lost my Tzeentch Dreadnought. Yeah, I'm going to lose my Mark of Khorne Dreadnought, but Raffa just lost 3 squads. So yeah, I don't have, my Chaos Dreadnought does not have a chance. I can't teleport it out of here like a Sorcerer, and I might even lose my Heretic Squad right here. It's Worshipping to help get him out of there. I think I will just barely get that Heretic Squad out of there. So I lost a bunch of stuff, killed a bunch of stuff, killed 3 of Raffa's squads. And Osinski is being very aggressive with his Predator, but I don't think it's a good idea right now. I think he should worship and get that Predator out of there. Oh no, he's getting path blocked by his own stuff, and he's going to lose this Predator, I think. No, he's not. But what I noticed was I didn't know what my dreads were getting shot at, and then I figured it out while watching the replay. And were actually getting shot at by the Venom Brood squad leaders on the Termagant squads, and that's why Raffa was keeping those Termagants in there for so long. He was actually doing AV damage to me, and I didn't even know why he was. But he had Venom Brood leaders for his Termagants. That's a new addition in the 2.2. Basically in Elite Mod 2.2. Venom Broods Termagants can get Venom Broods as squad leaders, while Hormagaunts can even get Warriors as squad leaders. And that actually gives those Tier 1 squads some light AV. And I was actually getting shot by that light AV, and in the moment I really didn't notice it. I was trying to find the Venom Brood squad, and it wasn't there. So Techmarine goes down. Osinski unfortunately loses his Chaos Lord again. I still have my Chaos Space Marines, and I'm deciding to get a las cannon on my Havoc because we apparently have a lot of vehicles to deal with, and Osinski had his Predator spam, and now it's GiDDoLo's turn for his Predator spam. So Osinski's got these Predators. He's putting Mark of Tzeentch on one, has Mark of Tzeentch on the other, and already we have Predator, fully upgraded Predator from GiDDoLo, and he's getting another. And I retreat those Havocs out of there because they were about to get flanked by some Hormagaunts. And we see right there, if we take a look, there is the Warrior squad leader. And wow, on retreat they also took out two members of that Havoc squad. Very, very deadly. But yeah, there's that Warrior squad leader. So yeah, Nids have squad leaders with their Tier 1 squads right now. And I don't know if the if the Warrior Brood, let's see, it says, yeah, he gets 23 heavy melee DPS, so you get some light AV out of your Hormagaunts now. And this is now a regular Lictor, which has better stats than the Lictor Alpha, at least starting stats. And this regular Lictor might even go down. No, it'll be fine with that huge health pool. It's doing nothing though. What is it doing? Oh no, one of Osinski's Predators is going to die because of those double Predators. Osinski, unfortunately, they're mostly by himself. I'm trying to come to support, but I think my Tzeentch Cast Space Marine's taking a little too much damage. The autocannon, the Predator autocannon, very, very good against infantry. Hits them very reliably and does not good DPS, but burst damage. Anyway, now I have some Cast Terminators. I tried to vary my build because I wanted something other than, I don't know. Since he's going for Predator, so I decided to kind of vary things and go for Terminators. And I'm eventually planning to get the autocannon on them, but I'm waiting to get the resources. There we go, autocannon. Anyway, and I have my las cannon providing some AV, but unfortunately we have this Lictor Alpha that's going to be... One of the great things about the Lictor Alpha is that he does make it very, very tough to use setup teams. If he's not infiltrating and then tying them up, he's using the flesh hook to pull the lead model to prevent them from doing anything. So that's one of the great things about the Lictor Alpha. It makes it really, really hard to use setup teams, especially difficult considering early on in the game, setup teams are one of the ways you control the Lictor Alpha. I'm trying to go for a decap over here, and I'm losing heretic models. Get them out of there, retreat them out of there, because any longer, if I try to go for the full cap, they're going to die. Individual heretic models are dying from that Predator autocannon, and GiDDoLo's choosing to keep the autocannons on those Predators. And what that means is that he gets better anti-infantry capabilities out of his Predator because the autocannons more reliably hit infantry, but he's not getting the AV capabilities that he would get by having a las cannon. And he's actually asking, and that's a good question, because as long as Osinski's getting Predators, the las cannon on those Predators is going to give Osinski's Predators a bit of an advantage. I think even with the lower health on the Chaos Predators, I think as long as his Predators have a las cannon, that's going to give his Predator an advantage. Because the las cannon Predator just does so much more damage than a non-las cannon Predator. 2 vehicles. 2 vehicles. Well, it does so much more damage to everything, but it just hits it hits infantry. The autocannon hits infantry more reliably. Now again, I'm trying to take out some vehicles with the combination of my Terminators as well as my Havocs, but the Havocs are getting absolutely owned by this Lictor Alpha, doing a huge amount of damage. Teleport my Terminators out of there, getting a little overwhelmed, but I still want them in here to do some anti-vehicle damage. Pretty good with those autocannons. The Predators with the Terminators with that autocannon. Such an anti-all package, so good against almost everything. And I'm very impressed that Osinski still has 3 Heretic squads, but it's going to be a lot harder to keep them alive right now. And yeah, unfortunately, I was trying to fight the Lictor Alpha with my Chaos Terminators, but unfortunately, that just was not happening. With the levels he has and with the war gear he has, he was actually just winning against my Chaos Terminators in melee, and I could kind of recognize that, and I decided I just need to get them out of there. Unfortunately, they're still being chased down by this Hormigaunt brood with that squad leader, and I'm losing Terminator squads, and I'm going to lose this Terminator squad already. Very, very unfortunate. I did not have, I really did not have much support, and I'm trying with that Let the Galaxy Burn, hoping my Terminators could just tank the damage while the Hormigaunts got suppressed, but unfortunately it just didn't work out that way. Osinski loses his Predator, and I lost my Terminators, so we had such early dominance, but they've scaled a lot better into the late game, especially with these Predators, and now with these Carnifexes. So we went for some vehicle-heavy plays, and they kind of answered back with some heavy vehicles of their own. GiDDoLo throwing a Land Raider Redeemer on top of his 2 Predators. And he's getting levels on his Predators. Going to make them a lot harder to kill. This is going to be extremely tough to deal with. And I'm floating a few resources, a little indecisive about what to get, to be honest. Osinski just going for more Predators. And it's even hard for my Chaos Space Marines to do much of anything right now, because they're just getting hit by all those Predators without being able to do much. These Tzeentch Chaos Space Marines are extremely good against anything that's not a vehicle, but right now GiDDoLo and Raffa are leading the charge with 4 vehicles. Anyway, I finally decide to get a Predator of my own. Osinski's getting a new Predator. There's that autocannon from Osinski, level 1 autocannon. I have a Tzeentch Havoc. Still kind of in my, still somewhat in my Tzeentch ways. Unfortunately, this Predator going forward a little too bit. Going forward a little too much. There's an Imperial Abyss. How much is it going to do, though? Unfortunately, that was an Imperial Abyss doing not a whole lot, and Imperial Abysses usually don't do a whole lot unless you use them in a very precise and specific way. You really need to find a way to either pin units inside the center of the abyss or get them to retreat right through the center of the abyss. And it's really tough, because even retreating through the periphery of the center, it won't even cut it. Anyway, my Havoc even having a lot of trouble actually getting countered by its counters, taking too many shots from those Predators and then getting forced off because it's just losing too many models and getting very close to dying. So we're in a lot of trouble right now. I even lost a Heretic squad. And I'm pulling out a second Predator. And I even want to upgrade my first Predator to Tzeentch, but I can't afford it just yet. And I don't even know what the Lictor Alpha is doing. That's kind of sad for him. Yeah, Lictor Alpha was just completely screwed up. And I'm trying to upgrade to the Mark of Tzeentch. Unfortunately, I had to stop upgrading because of that pressure, because of them advancing forward. Now I start upgrading again, not really realizing there's a Lictor right here. And that Lictor is actually doing heavy melee damage. I thought he was supposed to be switched to power melee, but apparently not. And now we have an armor upgrade for Osinski. He's got the Mantle of Hate. I don't even have Heretics to repair my Predators, and don't yet have the resources to repair this one. Las Cannon taking more shots, but has to be very careful because, oh man, just taking too many hits. Oh no, and I lose that Las Cannon now. Oh, and this is a bad position. There's an Imperial Abyss from me, trying to take out those Scout Marines, trying to hopefully get them dead very quickly, but they retreat right to the Land Raider Redeemer. And I'm taking some shots with my Predators, and oh, no, we don't even take out anything. So again, that's sort of the limitations of the Imperial Abyss. It often does not take out anything. And both of the blue team players have lost their heroes. And I have my Predators moving in, my double Predators. I need my Heretics to repair. At this point, they're kind of off worship support and mainly going to be doing repairs instead. Meanwhile, my Cast Lord, I think now going to be running around for decaps and caps on the side. Ninja caps. And we have 3 Carnifexes now out for Raffa, 2 of them with the Venom Cannon. Now that Venom Cannon cannot fire on the move, so it does have some issues actually acting as AV. Unfortunately, oh no, Osinski, I think he's going to lose this Predator right here, not backing it up fast enough. You might want to consider, yeah, using Heretic Worship to make his Predator move faster. Oh, and oh my god, look at this line. And I think we're going to take out one of the Carnifexes. Just a little more burst from that autocannon. Yeah, we take out one of the Carnifexes, taking out a bunch of Rippers, so we finally take out a Carnifex. And GiDDoLo questioning things. I like to team with Osinski. He's a pretty good player, and he's definitely someone with a good attitude. I know if I'm teaming with him, I don't have to worry about him like giving me shit for screwing things up. Chaos Lord in a bad position, but I do manage to get a cap off on the side VP, so it's a 2v1, 2-to-1 cap in favor of us, and I hit those scouts with Let the Galaxy Burn. Unfortunately, this might be bad positioning for my Predators. Oh no! Let's see, I'm going to get at least one of them out of there. This one's in a little bit of trouble. I'm using Worship to get them out of there. Unfortunately, with both of my Predators having very low health, this is basically Osinski kind of alone right now. So trying to support a bit with my Chaos Space Marines. But one of the things that's really, really working out for GiDDoLo is that he's using the Blessing of the Omnissiah Global right now. He's repairing all of his vehicles at once. And he doesn't even need to have his Techmarine or even either of his scouts near to repair. And oh no, am I going to lose? Bad position, going to lose my Predators. Oh, and I lose both of my Predators at this point. Getting a new Havoc squad. And unfortunately, it's a little tough to try to fight these vehicles on vehicles. And Osinski has a lot more units right now. Oh no, Osinski's going to lose this Predator. Yes, he does. I think that Predator he's trying to go after this Predator. But it's really tough to fight. It's a bit tough to fight vehicles on vehicles against someone like a hero like the Techmarine. Techmarine might. One Predator down. This Predator's got to die. 1 health. Come on. And he should even be able to take out this one, but actually he's putting his Land Raider Phobos at a lot of risk. Oh my god. But I was gonna. Oh, and here's another Imperial Abyss. This one is from Osinski, I think. And wow, yet another Imperial Abyss again, doing almost nothing. So we're seeing a lot of the limitations of the Imperial Abyss right here. Because you really need it right in those center rings. If you don't have anything right in those center rings, pretty much anything that's not in those center rings is pretty much just fine. But I'm trying to go for another back cap, but it's not happening. But pretty tough to fight a Techmarine's vehicle since he's got some of the best vehicles in these games. We've got leveled Predators. They have that armor upgrade, giving them a bit of an edge over the Chaos Predators. And then, of course, you have all these repairs coming, whether it's from the Techmarine, the Scouts, or the Blessing of the Omnissiah Global. And GiDDoLo is swimming in resources, so the only thing that's going to stop him from using Blessing of the Omnissiah... Wow, I just got my Heretics obliterated. Probably going to lose my Las Cannon Havoc as well. But the only thing really stopping, stopping GiDDoLo from using the Blessing of the Omnissiah Global is the cooldown on the ability. So Osinski charging in with this Land Raider Phobos needs to be very, very careful, and he's in a lot of trouble. Where is my Predator? I have my Predator, my new Predator, now with a las cannon. And I actually take out the las cannon Predator from GiDDoLo, so all of the Predators are dead for GiDDoLo. And I just have to worry a bit because I don't have any more heretics to repair. Because I'm frequently sending my heretics to go off and cap, also my Chaos Space Marines to cap, mainly fighting with the vehicles because most of those other units, my infantry units, are just going to get eaten alive by the vehicles without actually doing anything in return. So it's pretty much most of my infantry units, except for the Havoc, is going to be on capping duty. And I have my Predator here doing nothing because there's nothing. It's going to die if I send it in. The problem is that we're also running out of time. And my heretics are not out on the field fast enough. And I'm trying to go for that cap again. There's a lot of stuff here that's going to stop the cap, and I'm going to try to use Let the Galaxy Burn to at least stall the scouts, but they still manage to throw a grenade. I try to walk away a bit from the grenade, still get hit. And I even put the Dark Halo on my Chaos Lord purely for the purpose of capping. Unfortunately, I've lost all my energy on approach, and I need to get the Chaos Lord out of there. I at least get the decap off to stall and nearly lose my Chaos Space Marines again. Anyway, Heretics coming out right here to get some repairs, but we're in a precarious situation right now. Very, very few VPs. I managed to get the decap off, but I don't see how we're going to dislodge them from mid. Osinski's Land Raider Phobos taking too much damage, while GiDDoLo's really not, to be honest. Especially now he can dedicate all of his scouts, or his only scout left actually, to repairs. I did not realize that. And that was bad. So I kind of just sent my Predator in, and I kind of also knew that that was a bad idea, but at the same time, part of the challenge we were dealing with is that we are out of time. And that's kind of when you have to, that's when people change things up a bit when they're out of time, when there are no VPs left. They go for desperate moves that they would not do. They would pretty much not do at any other time in the game, just because it's do or die, and we're pretty much at that point. It's do or die. And unfortunately for us, it's die. The Land Raider Phobos still taking some hits. And I'm going forward a little too much. Havoc's going forward too much, but it doesn't really matter at this point. But I got a level 10 Chaos Lord. Oh, Osinski's only got a level 4 Chaos Lord. Level 7 Techmarine, level 10 Lictor Alpha. So I kind of said something before about the Lictor Alpha being better in 1v1 than in teams, but you know what? I think he's still pretty damn beastly in teams. Anyway, that was a pretty awesome game. I actually have another game with Osinski and GiDDoLo and Raffa coming up, which should be pretty good as well. Hope you enjoyed the cast. Have a good night.